President Donald Trump recently provided a specific explanation for his decision to cut ties with Jeffrey Epstein, stating that the reason was Epstein's repeated stealing people that worked for me. This account differs from a previous White House statement attributing the fallout to Epstein being a creep, and also from earlier reports suggesting a real estate dispute. Trump elaborated on his current explanation during a trip to Scotland, emphasizing that he warned Epstein not to hire his staff, but Epstein disregarded the warning twice. This, according to Trump, led to him throwing Epstein out and declaring him persona non grata. He further stated that he was glad he ended the association. This explanation has emerged amidst renewed scrutiny of the Epstein case, including ongoing public interest in the disclosure of related documents and records. The president has stated his desire for full transparency in the case and has directed Attorney General Pam Bondi to seek the public release of credible information. However, the exact nature of Trump's past interactions with Epstein and the precise timeline of their falling out continue to be subjects of intense public discussion and media investigation. The stated root reason for Donald Trump cutting ties with Jeffrey Epstein, according to Trump himself, is that Epstein stole people that worked for me. Trump has repeatedly claimed that he warned Epstein against hiring his employees, but Epstein disregarded these warnings on more than one occasion. This alleged poaching of staff led Trump to throw him out and declare him persona non grata from his properties. This explanation, however, is not the only reason that has been publicly offered for their falling out. Previously, a White House statement attributed the separation to Epstein being a creep. There were also earlier reports suggesting a real estate dispute in 2004 over a Palm Beach property where Trump outbid Epstein. Therefore, while Trump's current explanation centers on a professional transgression, the hiring away of his employees, it exists alongside other past and present narratives about the deterioration of their relationship. The emphasis on stolen staff provides a business-oriented and seemingly less scandalous reason for the estrangement compared to the broader implications of Epstein's alleged criminal activities. This particular reason frames Trump's decision as a response to a personal betrayal in a professional context. Donald Trump's statement that he cut ties with Jeffrey Epstein because Epstein stole my staff carries several consequences, both in terms of public perception and political implications. Firstly, it introduces a new, distinctly business-oriented reason for the split, which some might find more palatable than previous, vaguer explanations. However, it also creates a discrepancy with earlier White House statements that attributed the fallout to Epstein being a creep, which can lead to questions about the consistency and completeness of the narrative. This inconsistency may fuel further speculation and demands for a more detailed account of their relationship. Secondly, the statement attempts to distance Trump from Epstein's more egregious and criminal activities by framing the severing of ties around a professional grievance, rather than an ethical or moral one related to Epstein's alleged actions. This could be seen as an effort to control the narrative and minimize any guilt by association. Thirdly, despite the new explanation, the Epstein case continues to be a persistent point of scrutiny for Trump and his administration. The public remains highly interested in the release of documents and information related to Epstein's network. Vance's subsequent comments about full transparency and directing the Attorney General to release credible information indicate the ongoing pressure the administration faces, regardless of the specific reason given for the split. The stolen staff narrative is therefore part of a broader, ongoing effort to manage a challenging public relations and political issue. It is predicted that Donald Trump's Epstein stole my staff explanation for cutting ties will likely be absorbed into the existing public discourse around the Epstein case without fundamentally altering its trajectory. For Trump's base, this explanation will probably be accepted as a straightforward, business-related reason for disassociation, further solidifying their view that he had no involvement in Epstein's criminal activities. They may see it as a pragmatic reason to end a relationship. However, for critics and those seeking more accountability, this explanation is unlikely to satisfy. They may view it as an attempt to deflect from more serious questions or to provide a less damaging reason for the split than being a creep or involvement in more nefarious aspects of Epstein's life. This group will likely continue to push for the release of all documents and testimonies related to Epstein's network, regardless of Trump's stated reason for ending their friendship. Politically, the stolen staff narrative might be trotted out during campaigns or in response to renewed media scrutiny, but it's improbable to be a decisive factor in public opinion. The core issues of the Epstein case, sex trafficking, abuse, and the complicity of powerful figures, are far more impactful than a staff dispute. Therefore, while it provides a new talking point, it's unlikely to fully insulate Trump from future questions or revelations stemming from the ongoing legal processes surrounding the Epstein saga. The controversy in various forms will likely continue to resurface.